The air crackled with anticipation. A sea of red hats stretched across the rally grounds. Donald J. Trump, the 45th President of the United States, was back. He stood on the familiar stage, a silhouette against the fading light, igniting the crowd's fervor. Just days before his inauguration, Trump held this rally in the heartland of America, a stark reminder of his enduring appeal. The roar of the crowd, chanting his name, reverberated through the airwaves. Trump's return to the political stage sent shockwaves across the globe. The rally was a platform for Trump to reiterate his campaign promises, emphasizing his commitment to the American people. He laid out his vision for the future, promising sweeping changes and bold initiatives. "We're going to make America great again, he thundered, his voice echoing through the loudspeakers, resonating with the crowd. The crowd erupted in cheers, fueled by nostalgia and hope, believing in the promise of a brighter future. Trump promised a return to American dominance with plentiful jobs, secure borders, and a thriving economy. He railed against the perceived failures of the previous administration, painting a bleak picture of a nation in decline and vowing to reverse these trends. He vowed to renegotiate trade deals, bring back manufacturing jobs, and unleash the American economy, promising prosperity for all. Critics, however, pointed to his divisive rhetoric and disregard for democratic norms, warning of potential dangers. They feared his return would exacerbate divisions, erode America's standing in the world, and create further instability both domestically and internationally. Trump's pre-inauguration activities offered glimpses into his policy priorities, setting the stage for what would become a highly controversial presidency. He spoke of signing executive orders to reverse many policies of his predecessor, Barack Obama, aiming to reshape the political landscape. Immigration was high on his agenda, with a commitment to building a wall along the US-Mexico border, a promise that became a cornerstone of his campaign. He hinted at stricter immigration enforcement and a reduction in legal immigration, sparking debates and protests across the nation. On social issues, Trump signaled a return to conservative values, supporting policies restricting abortion access and transgender rights, which galvanized both supporters and opponents. He criticized the indoctrination of children with liberal ideologies in schools, advocating for educational reforms that aligned with conservative principles. Environmental regulations were in his crosshairs, promising to roll back protections to boost economic growth, a move that alarmed environmentalists. These pronouncements sent ripples of concern through various segments of society, highlighting the deep divisions and passionate responses his policies provoked. Trump's return to power was met with disbelief, concern, and cautious optimism globally. The world watched closely, unsure of what his leadership would bring this time around. His previous tenure had been marked by diplomatic clashes and trade wars, leaving world leaders wary. Many remembered the unpredictability and the strain on international relations. European leaders expressed cautious hope for a more predictable approach, but prepared for potential turbulence. They knew that any misstep could lead to significant geopolitical shifts. The ongoing conflict in Ukraine cast a long shadow over Trump's return. The stakes were high and the international community was on edge. His past pronouncements on the conflict raised concerns about future American support for Ukraine. Allies wondered if the U.S. stance would shift dramatically. His calls for increased NATO spending and potential reduction in U.S. contributions added complexity. The alliance faced uncertainty about its future cohesion and funding. The global economy braced for potential shockwaves from his protectionist trade policies. Businesses and investors prepared for a period of volatility and adjustment.